Beardz. I am here with Nick Sergent. Hey, Nick.
Hey, Connie.
This is not our first time together here on set. You have something constantly going on, and it's always good.
Yes.
And Nick, the reason I asked you in this time, one of the reasons is, of course, as I talked about with Rachel earlier, I did an article on you for Dalton Living, and man, I couldn't even fit half of the stuff I wanted to in there. And since this came out, you have reached a new number. You have 2 million followers on
TikTok.
TikTok.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow, that's awesome. So you strike a chord.
Well, I mean, I do nightly prayers every night for those people that are hurting, and I try to fill in that gap for those that don't have nobody. I always ask, don't scroll, take me by the hand and pray with me, because I realize not everybody has somebody in their life to pray with them or to help them. So that's why, and I've done that every night. God told me to do it close to a year, and that's how I really got my following, was just through prayer, praying with those that are wounded and hurting.
Right. Wow, you have done so many things. I'm going to jump back for a minute. Well, first of all, I'm going to say you're a man of God, obviously. You're a huge family man, and I love that. But you're a helper of our community. You reach out. You recently did a barbecue where you fed people free, and this is not unusual for Nick.
No.
Tell me, before we get into the whole Holy Beardz thing, tell me a little bit about what drew you to ministry and why you give back so much.
Well, I was an atheist at one time, so like I didn't even believe in this, and a drug addict and drug dealer and an alcoholic, and like it runs really deep. And it was my 3rd time trying to commit suicide. And my brother-in-law, you know the story, I think you wrote about it. He knocked the door down. I actually tried to lock it, and he knocked the gun out of my hand. And I didn't know much about the Bible, but I felt something come over me, a love that I've never felt before. And I actually feel in my prayers, I say, Lord, wrap your arms around them. Let them know they're loved by a God that won't let them go, because that's what I felt. My experience, and it's hard to say that you didn't experience something when you did experience it. So
I know, I felt that love.
Yes, and I really felt arms just saying, I'm here for you and I love you. That moment, I didn't know, John 3:16 was probably all I knew in the Bible. I mean, that was it, and that's because everybody quoted it.
Right.
But from that moment, I turned my life around, and I'm at 21 years clean of drugs, alcohol. It's just been an amazing ride, what God's done in my life, and I can't help but to give to people, because people are hurting. In my life story, I can see that, and a reflection of that is I want to help. And that's where I got this smoker, and we smoked I got a homemade Boston butt rub and sauce. So, I mean, it's time to do it. It may take a few hours, but to see the aftermath of being in a community and helping those, it's very rewarding. I love it. Every chance I get.
Well, I'll tell you, we were talking earlier, and you get an idea to go do something, and you just go do it.
Yes.
I was covering the tornado in Murray County a few years back, and you're one of the first people I ran into. You're out there with a group that you've organized, chainsaws, and you're just hard at it.
Yep.
You go to Kentucky, which is a special place for you.
Yes, that's where I'm from a small place called Harlan, Kentucky. I didn't want to go into coal mines. My dad, that eventually took my dad's life later on in life. He's been gone for 11 years, and I felt just to come down here with my brother. My brother already had a place down here, and I stayed with him and started working for a carpet company called Shaw. And I was there for 20-some years until I came up with Holy Beardz. So that's where we're at right now.
Tell me about Holy Beardz.
Well, I started growing my beard out in No Shave November 2 years ago. And my wife loved it. I actually didn't think I could actually grow a beard. I had no idea, and that's what I tell people when they say, what can I do for my beard? I'm like, just let it grow. Because you don't know what it's going to do until you just let it grow.
Right.
You have no idea what it's going to look like a year from now. So I started growing it out, and it was very coarse. My wife really didn't like it. And so I went and got some beard care at a store, and it had a bunch of alcohol, and it dried it out. It actually broke me out, and I didn't like it. So I started Googling stuff for beards and started putting oils together. and used my beard for an experiment. And 9 months later, I had it all together, and my wife felt like I needed to get it out there on the market. And my daughter came up with the name because Jesus had a holy beard.
Yes, I love
So
that.
that's where the holy, I don't have one. It was Jesus's beard. And I left Shaw close to 2 years ago to pursue Holy Beardz. So this is what I do full time.
That is so cool. Well, you have some of your merch with you. You have a hat.
Yep.
And your shirt here says
Yes.
Holy Beardz, holybeardz.com. The Bearded Family.
That's
I love
right.
that.
That's right.
Oh, because on your website, your wife and daughter have some product too, right?
Yeah, they kind of bring in a little bit ladylike to the, because pretty much all I offer is for men. So
Because
we have
hopefully us
tumblers and
ladies
stuff.
don't have beards. But if they did, anybody with a beard, yours looks really soft and you can tell it's very well kept. And I know that you have a big response.
I get that. A lot of people get caught up in how long a beard is or how it looks or whatnot, but I look at how healthy it is, just like your hair.
Yeah.
If your hair is healthy, you can almost do anything you want with it. Just like my beard, if it's healthy, I'm able to tame it or train it or do whatever I can. And we promote a healthy beard lifestyle for those that wants to grow their beard.
Yeah, and I think I'm just throwing this out there, but it seems like y'all have a whole healthy outlook on life. Because I think you, my sons sometimes see you at the gym, or you may know the twins.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know they've, because when I was like, Nick Sergent's coming, they were like, oh, we know Nick, we see him at the gym. So that's great.
I was close to 300 pounds, and I lost my dad to a heart attack 11 years ago. And that got me on working out, yes. Yep, to the healthy lifestyle that I do now. I've gained a few pounds because of the business.
Sure.
But a lot of that's, if you ask anybody who builds a business from the bottom up, I don't have a normal day. My days are 15 to 20 hours a day.
Right.
Social media, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, whatever I can do to promote or whatever. But it's always Jesus first, I promise you.
Oh, I know that.
That's number one.
I know you, I know that.
Yes, absolutely.
So Nick, what do you have coming up?
I have 300 backpacks for the flood, the people that was affected by the flood in Kentucky. We're actually going back in a couple more weeks. And I had one of the guy off Storage Wars, I don't know if you saw my Facebook post, where he bought a storage unit and it's full of backpacks.
Really?
So he's sending them my way, yes.
That is so cool.
Yeah, I forgot his name, but yes, yes.
We'll look it up.
Yeah.
So if anybody wants to help you do the outreach, how can they?
They can just simply, like I said, Facebook is Nick Sergent, TikTok's Nick Sergent. They can message me. I'm behind. Trust me, I'm hundreds behind in messages, but I try to pick up on messages. But we are doing Christmas again this year to help those. What we do is we'll give them a coat, shoes. We get their shoe size, their coat size, and a toy off their wish list. And we're going to do 75 this year for Kentucky.
That's wonderful.
Yep.
So people just reach out to Nick Sergent
Yep.
here. Many of you have probably already seen him on TikTok and whatnot. Oh, and one thing that I love is that sometimes you dress like Captain America and Thor.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go more into the Thor because Captain America ain't got a beard.
But you got such a nice outfit.
I know, and I hate to let it go, but I may have to
Hold
let
on
it go.
to it. You may go, who knows?
Oh, yeah.
We'll see
I
how
like
that goes.
it. I love it. Kids love it, with the shield
Yeah.
and everything, but
Yeah.
I'm going to have
You're
to.
going in the way by Thor. I get you. Thor's a cool
Yeah,
character.
he had a beard.
That works. Nick, we could talk for 100 hours, I think, and not run out of topics, but we are unfortunately out of time. I will have this guy back. In the meantime, y'all catch him on all of the social media platforms. Thanks, Nick, for everything you do.
You're welcome.